Welcome to a new episode of Job Tales. We often hear about coaching. In our day and age, this has become a sought-after profession for customers who want a guide to take care of their mental and physical health. Debora Accola is in her 30s and after a difficult phase in her life, decided to help others find their optimum in life. She is a nutritional health coach. Okay, Debora, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have heard about many jobs. I have heard about nutrition, health, and coaching, but never together. So I'm very curious to learn about your job as a nutrition health coach. Can you tell me more about this?
Well, I studied nutrition health coach or to become a nutrition health coach online at IN. This is a big school in New York, but they do for years now also online courses, which is very practical when you have two kids like I do.
Okay.
And so I learned not only about nutrition, but the holistic way of it. So about like stress, the mindset, nutrition, of course, was a big part. And I was really able to do it at my pace, which was amazing. And I had to take some tests also. And then in the end, when I graduated from all the tests, I got the certification to become or to be a nutrition health coach. Yes.
As a coach, what do you do? What is your mission?
Well, basically, what I would say any coach's mission, our nutrition coach's mission is to help, of course, with nutrition. But what I learned at IIN, which was something I truly loved, which I really resonate with, that we all are individuals. So what works for me does not have to work for someone else. So I do really help with in general, the healthy lifestyle. So that means what is this person's job, for example? How is the daily routine going? Like, when does she get up? When does she go to bed? Where is she during the day? What does she have to do? Because as a mom, for example, you have probably other priorities, routines, and so on than when you are like, I don't know, working in an office as a single person, for example. So I really, first of all, I want to get to know the person and I want to see where she or he is and what's their goal. And then we work from where they are to where they want to go, which just basically is going at their own pace. So we catch up every week. And then we see how it's going. And then I help or give some recommendations, what they can do to improve and to become or to incorporate the things they would love to do, like healthy routines or based on food, what they can do to really have long-lasting changes, so they really have a healthy lifestyle, which is long-lasting and not just for like a month and then all is gone again.
Okay, so nutrition is a big part of the coaching and of getting better and feeling healthier. Like the Buddhists say, we are what we eat. So that's definitely a big one. Are there other realms that you touch for feeling better or the well-being in general?
When it comes to me, what I just found out for myself is that the mindset or spirituality is actually a big part, and self-love. So my work is really a lot about self-care, self-love, like the mindset, spirituality, because it is one thing what we eat. And yes, we are what we eat, but we are also our thoughts. Like when I talk bad about myself, this is affecting my body also. So my body does have to digest my thoughts in some way as well. So when you, for example, let it see it that way, when you have a chocolate cake and you truly enjoy it, but when you have the chocolate cake and you're like with every bite, like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't eat that, that your body takes that in. Like it's gonna
Takes the guilt.
yeah, it's getting digested differently when you truly enjoy it. Because I'm all about, it's very important what you do most of the time, but not what you do sometimes. Like, like you can have your chocolate cake. I always say, don't say no to anything, because the more you say no to it, the more you want it. So enjoy it, and then truly enjoy it. And then go back to your, I don't know, salad, whatever you have then. But for me, and my work now is really also a lot about, the mindset, spirituality, self-love, self-care, like all this together.
All this together. Okay. And then you were talking also about yoga. You were telling me before that you practice. Do you teach yoga?
I do teach yoga and Pilates. I actually do teach. My flows are a mix of yoga and Pilates, because I also graduated to teach like yogi Pilates, it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do love to mix it. However, I also teach yoga or only Pilates, because I do that because also based on my own story, the moment I started with mindful movement, this was also really affecting me very in a positive way. I connected to my body in a much deeper way, and I felt like this is so beautiful for my body, because I saw the changes in my body. Like I saw muscles are coming or getting built from just yoga and Pilates. And years ago, I was more on that page, like the more is more, like I have to go for a run, I have to run for hours in order to see results. And that's not true. And I just started to really develop a new relationship to my body and connect on a new way with yoga and Pilates. That's why I'm so passionate about it.
Okay. So has that been a process for you to become a nutrition health coach? What were you doing before you did your degree in New York?
In my 20s, I did a tourism school. Like, I would say in English, it's tourism school. So I worked in this industry for years. And then when I was 30, I got pregnant with my twins.
Twins. Nice.
Yes. And also what just was the thing why I changed to nutrition. I was never really interested in nutrition at all in my 20s, but I was struggling with health. And I cannot really explain what it was truly, but just something switched in myself, I would say, which just made me more thinking about what I'm eating. And in my 20s, I tried so many different things in order to have a better digestion, and nothing worked. So when my kids were born, I just made this decision to myself that I wanna get better. I want to have a better digestion. And so I changed my diet based on blogs I was reading, books I was reading. And within months, I felt so much better. And that made me curious. So I wanted to know more. And that's why I signed up to become a health or nutrition health coach. Yes.
Oh, great. How long does the course last? The online one?
It was a year, yes, pretty much a year, yes.
Okay, and then you're entitled. I mean, you have a certificate that you can actually practice this professionally.
Yes, I just got certificated, and the name the school says it's integrative nutrition health coach, which is basically the holistic way of a nutrition health coach. And as it's just so much more than just nutrition, so I'm not like a diet clinical nutritionist, for example. That's probably more the thing, because I'm more just there where I help people to have the health or to live a healthy lifestyle. So if someone really is struggling with like really chronic illnesses, like I would rather just, or always before someone works with me, go and see a doctor, get your diagnosis, And then we work to have the healthy lifestyle, because I had that myself, that I was seeing doctors based on my digestion, and they basically were there like, yeah, we cannot do anything for you, and you probably just have to live with that, because I had a really bad IBS syndrome. So there was nothing really I was able to do. But the moment I changed my diet, I just found out, yes, there is actually a lot I can do. I felt so much better. And that's the thing. It's very important you go and see your doctor and get your diagnose what is going on, because there are so many illnesses out there. And then we can work on just really having a better nutrition or a better diet.
Is it like a special selection of foods, and it's also a rhythm of eating? I've heard of, I don't know, intermittent diet. Is it something that you apply to some of your clients?
Well, that's the thing. We learned about many different diet forms, but that's it. Again, like diets are always coming with rules. So you have some, like when we go to the intermittent fasting, you have this window where you are not allowed to eat. And for me, this would not work, and I think this comes back to everyone is so different. For example, my husband, he's totally different. He cannot get up and eat breakfast. He simply is not hungry. So if your body's not hungry, there is a reason for it. But I get up and I'm hungry, so I have to eat. Yeah. So, and that's just one thing. So we are all so different. And I think what I learned and what I focus on is not any kind of diet and no labels. Like I don't like labels, like whether you're vegan or I don't know, all these names. It is important that you focus on whole food, like non-processed food, like our I don't know, grandfathers used to eat, like potatoes, nuts, seeds, lots of vegetables, fruits, like the food which comes from nature.
Yeah, all from scratch and not in a can. And yeah, which is the way it's becoming more and more, right? I mean, I'm from Italy, and I also do see this change. I mean, back in the days, there used to be everything from scratch, and even now and then I find myself, I catch myself with a can of food, pre-processed food. And so, yeah, I do see the point. And when you studied, do you think that it helps to have a specific education before you have the course? Like, let's say, is a medical background helpful? Or would you say, like, if I finish high school, I'm 18, 17, and I want to become a coach, can I just do the course like the one you mentioned in New York? And I'm sure there's going to be others as well.
There are so many out there, and I just, I did some research, which one is the best, and I don't know, I trust in these things. I just would say I trust in the universe that it just brought me to the right one, because I really enjoyed it. And so, no, for the one I did, you don't have to have any specific or special knowledge. No, you can, of course, you can have medical backgrounds, but I would say all you need is like interest, that you are really interested in it, and that you are like living it yourself. Because when you are not into a healthy lifestyle or into nutrition, what's the point? That's like someone selling you perfume but hates perfume.
Yeah, of course. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there are so many different ones out there, and I think it could get a bit overwhelmed to find the right one. But then what I did, it was the same for me. It was like, oh my God, there are so many, which is the right one? And for me, it was really just signing up for the newsletter, getting brochures. Really, I was reading a lot on the website, like all the questions. And I found about this course through some people I found on Instagram. So I was even also connecting with them, like, what did you learn? What do you do? And then I had phone calls with IIN. I was really asking questions because it's money you invest. So I think you have to make sure it is really what you want. And that's why I asked a lot of questions. I was reading the brochures, the website, asked other people who did the course before. And then I felt really like, no, that's what I want to do. And I don't regret it at all. It was really a good one. Yeah.
Did you start looking for customers? I don't know if you call them customers or patients. Was it hard to start? I suppose you were independent.
Yeah, well, that's actually the part which I loved or enjoyed or was really thankful also. During the course, they also help you to build your business, like how you can start. Because if you have no idea, because there was also marketing, like how to start with website and so on. So this was helpful also. And I think for someone who has no idea how to start, the perfect way to do that, because you learn not only about the nutrition or the health part, it's also really helpful for really starting your business. So for me, I basically really did what they mentioned, like go around your friends, family, do some like discovery talks, like the first kind of meet, where you pretend you don't know each other, and you just had this form you got from school, and then you just really, I was really practicing like the first talk, like if I meet someone, how does it go from there? And so the more and more I did that, the more and more people knew what I do. And family, friends. And I started basically myself, I started with just workshops about where I was charging not much money, just a little bit. And then I was holding these workshops. And so I got more and more people really knowing what I do. And then I had family members, like my cousin, for example, was really interested in what I do. And so it ended up that we became she became my client and I was her coach. So we really defined that on an agreement. So we are not like cousins. So we are really me, the coach, and she's the client. So we really had to redefine that. And so that's basically how it started. Yeah.
Okay. And can you live from this job?
Well, at the moment, I still have 2 kids. They are 6, and I don't work full time. So I never went. The thing is, I never went into it like full time. You can totally, as I know from others, you can totally live from that. It's just me. I'm working, I would say, part time, because next to the kids, they just take my attention, and it's just me really want to be there for my kids. And so that's why, like, I would say a lot of my energy goes into my work, but also a lot of energy goes to my kids, and my kids are always first. But I know many who live from that. And just to finish that, I think it's just very important to start slow. I mean, do your normal job and start next to your job, step by step, building your business. And the more you will earn, the less you can maybe work, like you go back 70% if that's possible. And then once you will be there, and you can quit your like 9-to-5 job and just work as a health coach or this wellness part, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. And is there something that you've learned in hindsight, to say if you could go back, would you do something different?
What I learned is over the years, since I started like my own business, is really trust yourself. Like I have a really strong intuition, and I got distracted easily at the beginning, and still do sometimes in the outside. Like, what is XYZ doing, or what she says to me, like advices, this must be right. So in the end, always I went back to what I truly felt is right for me. So I would say if you are not a person who has like a really strong intuition, really rely on people who have like experience. Yes, of course. But still try to connect to yourself if it really feels good to yourself. Because if it doesn't, may you have to rethink. Well, it is just what happened to me is like always I had to come back to what really felt good for me. So this is something I learned for myself, to really trust yourself.
And tourism was not speaking to you as good as this new profession does?
No, because I always thought I'm not creative, because I have sisters who work in very creative jobs, and I always thought I'm not. But I learned that I had a different view in the past when it comes to being creative, because creative is just, it's so big, so many things are creative, and for me it's just I need this part where I'm just off the computer, being in the kitchen, and this is like a meditation to me. I do create my own recipes, like weekly. I have new ones. I give it to my kids to try, my husband, and I write it down and I post it on my website. And this is like meditation to me. This really brings me into my creative source, and I just love that, and I wouldn't give that up at all.
It was very nice to talk to you and to get to learn about this profession, which is I find that coaching has taking up so much in the last years, from wellness into mental coaching and to meditation, and it seems that our society has got so frenetic, and we do so much more than we used to do, that we need to kind of like slow down and look inwards oftentimes, and we do need coaches or lights, people that can show us the way to go out of the millions of ways that we have at our disposition. Yeah, so thank you for being a coach.
Thank you for having me. It was really nice to talk to you.
And that was Debora from Switzerland. I'm always on the lookout for new professional voices to interview, so don't be shy. Your story will help others find their way in life, that's for sure. Contact me on Instagram and at jobtalespodcast@gmail.com. Bye-bye for now.